Hello. Been a minute. Welcome to my mobile mechanics shop, and we are working on this bitch right here. This lovely ISX 15 straight 6 2006 Cummins 870 motor. The problem that we've been having is that it doesn't want to pull fuel up into the IFSM, which I don't remember what the IFSM means. So, I feel like somebody's here. Alright, there was nobody here. So let me show you what we're trying to do here, okay? Alright, so here's your lovely 15 liter, 15,000 cc ISX 15 motor. It's a 2006 model, so it has the mechanical fuel injection IFSM here, but right here there's a lift pump. Okay, and let me show you what that looks like. All right, this is your lift pump. So what this pump does is it sits in here kind of like this, mated to this surface, okay, and its whole job, it's an electric pump, its whole job is to pressurize this entire system here. So this is all part of your IFSM. This is your mechanical geared pump here, fuel inlet, whatever these things are. I'm not real sure. Somebody else is going to know better than me. I'm really just showing you today how to replace this, which is fairly easy, okay? But what this does is it pulls fuel from this line here into this fuel filter, which is your secondary fuel filter. And your first fuel filter to clean out all the junk out of the tank, or to filter things from the tank. It comes through this line to here, comes into the pump, comes down here to the primary fuel filter, goes through the primary fuel filter, comes back up through here, comes up here to the mechanical fuel pump, and it pressurizes it all the way up to about here up front, is my understanding, right in here somewhere. This, when the lift pump is working, should be pressurized with fuel. That's what I was told. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know, but it's what I was told today. Now, we checked this fitting with the pump running and could not get any fuel from this fitting at all, or from this fitting over here on the front of the mechanical geared pump. So, in subsequent discussions with a Cummins mechanic, we discussed the fact that I could not get it to move fuel at all, either out of the fuel filter and up into the system. So it must be the lift pump. So I've bought a new lift pump, which we are going to put on here in a little bit. In order to take this pump off, there are 4 bolts located, one here, and 2 in the back on same side. So one behind here and one behind here on the back side. And if you look here, you can see the bolt pattern or whatever. It sits in there like this. So I can't squeeze it back in there with one-handed. I was going to try to, but it sits in there like this, basically. And you loosen those 4 bolts, and you drop it down. And I took it out through here, and it has a piece bolted to it on the side, which is this piece. So they made up like that, pretty much. I don't know what this is. Don't ask me. Alright, so as you can see, we're here on the back of the pickup truck now. Here's the replacement pump. And as soon as my uncle gets back with the bolts, new bolts to put into it, we're going to put it in. We're going to see if it starts lifting fuel, which it should. And hopefully that will go from there. But anyway, I'll get back to you. Alright, so here's a new pump going in. We've got our sensor back in place back here. And I've got my first bolt started and not all the way in. Not tightened down, but all the way in. Second bolt's going in. Don't forget your gasket. Real important. And then we've got a torque wrench, because these bolts have to be torqued down to 110 inch-pounds per bolt. So, I don't know if I could set this up where you guys will be able to see me doing this, but Let's at least try. Well, that might kind of work. You can see what I'm working on. You can't necessarily see me. See if it'll stay. Okay. So, that in, this other one in. And we didn't connect the fuel line, which is this right here. I didn't think that it needed to be disconnected, so we didn't disconnect it.
Are you ready?
Click. Set that back together. And then this here. Boom. Honestly, that's kind of it. I think now we just try to start it. So let's do that. Working? Still running?
It's not buzzing, but I heard it clicking.
Ready? Contact! I got it running! Look at it! I did that. See that right there? That was me. Alright, so that was yesterday, and as you can see, we got it running. That was my uncle that you saw in the video there. He is my assistant. He assists me. And he is a wonderful addition to anytime I work on anything at all. I always say, thanks for helping, and he always goes, what did I do? And I said, I don't know, what did you do? And he goes, I pretty much just handed you tools. Well, that's what he does. He hands me tools, and he's just pretty much there for moral support, and I gotta say, I really appreciate that when he is there and is able to help me. So, I think there was a fairly good description of kind of how the IFSM works. I still don't remember what it's called. It's like Integrated Fuel System Module or something like that, if I can remember correctly. And it's like an all-in-one package. I don't know what all the parts are. I just know that the lift pump, the part that I replaced is called a lift pump, and the lift pump is supposed to pressurize the fuel system. And when it doesn't do that, then the truck won't start. You can probably shoot ether in it, which I've done before with other trucks, and get the mechanical pump, the geared pump at the top of the IFSM to pick up the fuel and start running the engine. But if you shut it off and go to start it again, the lift pump's not going to work. And as much fuel as this truck uses, I would prefer to be able to shut the truck off when it's cold at night, and sleep in the truck, or when it's decent enough at night to shut it off, or when I want to go into a truck stop or something real quick. So it was imperative that I replace the pump. It was $511.34 for the pump. The gasket was an additional $20 or so, $20.70 or something like that. And so you have to make sure to get the right gasket. Make sure to get a clean gasket. The guy at the place that I picked it up from tried to sell me a gasket that had already been used. And the pressures where this pump exists are pretty high, is my understanding. And so it's a machined surface, and then a metal machined gasket, and then a machined surface. And all of those surfaces have to be pretty clean when you put all that stuff together if you want it to last a good long time. So anyway, got it in. You saw me tighten the 4 bolts down. No fuel leaks, nothing. The truck runs great. Matter of fact, I took it for a little spin right after that. Ran fine. I've got video, but it's not in the 16:9 perspective. It's in the TikTok perspective. So it's portrait instead of landscape. If you're old school as far as your printers are concerned. But I can tag it here at the end so you guys could see that I was just fucking around, basically. But I was bobtail. And so I was just fucking around, just trying to get it to do things. But, just running it just to make sure it was running good. And it's running real good. So, anyway, I had it running today. Truck runs great again, which is really great. So we're gonna, tomorrow, maybe it's Saturday today. Tomorrow or Monday, we're looking for a load to get the hell out of town and get back to work, because I've been down for about 2 weeks now. Anyway, that is it. I cannot think of another thing to add at this point. If you have any questions or comments, obviously I'm not an expert in doing this. I just walked through what I should see based on what knowledge I have, and when I didn't see that, I diagnosed it as the lift pump, and that turned out to be correct. I did get a chance to talk to a Cummins or a diesel mechanic through the Cummins hotline, which Cummins, I gotta say, on the part of Cummins, real quick, and I don't know if this is normal for Cat and Detroit or whatever, but I called the Cummins hotline looking to try to get the correct part number for the lift pump to go on the truck. And they have a parts identifier or parts finder guy. So you can call them and describe to them what you're doing, and they will help you find the part and the part number for what you need, so you can go and get the right part. They need to have probably your ESN, which is your engine serial number. They need to have they might need your VIN number off your truck or whatever. But they will help you find the right part. That guy that helped me get the part number was a former diesel mechanic. Maybe they all are, I don't know. And he was the one, when he said the magic M word, mechanic, I went, hey, can you help me just run through my logic here and see if I'm correct? And so he I walked him through what I thought, what I'd done already. He said, sounds correct to me. It sounds like you need a lift pump. I said, okay. I asked him what fails on the lift pumps, and he described a valve inside that usually fails. And, I can always keep the pump and look at, take it apart and see what's gone wrong inside. But, needless to say, I got to give a hand to Cummins, because not only was I able to call him that time, but I called back later and was able to get somebody on the phone that was able to give me the torque value for the 4 bolts that tighten the lift pump down to the IFSM. And actually, that guy told me what the IFSM stands for. And I've got paperwork in my email now that describes, basically a lot to do with the IFSM, which is real nice, but it gives me the torque values for all the bolts and everything. So, I gotta give a hand to Cummins for just being able to call them and talk to them about this stuff. And that was really great. So, anyway, that is it. And like I said, I don't think I could say anything else about the whole situation. Real simple installation. Took a couple hours to do for a novice like me, as far as diesel engines are concerned. And I had it in, and the truck runs great. So anyway, you guys know the drill. Keep your side up. See you down the road.